I could have won. Sucks the world will never know that.
What did you say?
But I do. Did my best. Fought with honor.
You're nothing. You lost. You're a loser.
That lands me in second place. There's worse places to be.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you're actually in third place, buddy. Congratulations. You're the new Hawk. So Cobra Kai has officially ended. And it ended exactly the way everyone predicted. Tori got the knockout victory. Miguel got the knockout victory. And finally, Johnny. The redemption of Cobra Kai has finally come full circle. Just like a cobra when it slithers. But for some odd reason, I can't help but to feel sad. Because this redemption came at a cost. The death of Robby Keene. Nah, bro, I'm just playing. He didn't die, but like, I would have preferred that he did, because what the fuck is this disgrace of an ending that they gave him? I know that he can be questionable sometimes.
Come back for another beating?
But how in the world does that give you the right to just straight up disrespect and emasculate Robby's character like this? Robby Keene was probably one of the most infuriating parts of Cobra Kai Season 6 because it legit ruined his character. He'll be forever known as a loser and he'll be forever known as a dumbass. And in my opinion, all of these L's that he took could have been prevented. Robby used to be good as a character, but now he really stinks. You know what he needs? The scent of a cobra. Before we begin, I have to let you know about these Cobra Kai inspired fragrances. A fan-made cologne that is designed to capture the essence of Cobra Kai characters. Imagine wearing a scent with the balance of LaRusso, the spirit of Johnny, the intimidation of Kreese, the cunningness of Silver, the elegance of Kim Dae-un, and finally, you can smell like one of the champs, Tori Nichols. Each type of scent represents the themes and morals of their respective characters. But now, we have two new options. We now have a 2-set of signature character blends bundle for the small price of $20. 2 different character blends that are cheaper than the price of one. How is that not a good deal? Or you can get every single one of these blends in a 5-set bundle with only the price of $50, giving you a chance to pick the ones you like and discard the ones you don't. If you want to find a new way to express your love for the show while supporting some of its fans, while maybe even supporting the channel, consider clicking the link down in the description so that you too can smell like a cobra. You would have thought Robby was prepared to bring out all smoke this season based off of how the first part started. He was on his nice guy disguise high shit at first, but then it was time for him to fight to become captain, and he started thinking about all the times that he lost, that he failed to rewrite history, being second place to Miguel in both karate and his relationship with his father, coming in second in both of the All Valley tournaments, because he may have been trained by Daniel, but he does not have the same plot armor. And to make it all worse, his girlfriend is not answering his calls. If you ask me personally, that's more than enough motivation to not only win as captain, but to win the whole fucking thing. But apparently for Robby, it wasn't, because they fight the next day and he's still not focused. This fight basically summarizes his whole character throughout the season. Why are you staring out at the crowd after you got hit? You see, this is that bullshit that almost cost us the tournament. Look at Miguel, tunnel vision, staring right at you, eyes on the prize. He don't give a fuck what the crowd is doing or who's in it. But it took Robby seeing Tori for him to actually fight like he's been doing karate for 6 seasons. You're telling me that your girlfriend is what motivated you to fight for real? What about all of that other shit? Does all of that just not matter to you no more? What's crazy is, this continuous and horrendous downfall of Robby can be traced back to season 4. Now this is probably Robby's prime as a character. He wasn't a cornball like in season 2, and he wasn't a D1 choker like in season 6. This is when his character arc truly became full circle, like a Cobra. And he was in Cobra Kai in this season too. He joined Cobra Kai, soloed the whole team, and immediately became the top dog. And then he taught the whole team Miyagi-Do, which literally carried them to victory throughout the tournament. But before the tournament, Robby didn't know what he was doing. He didn't know exactly why he was fighting. So therapist Silver had to point out to the boy that he was afraid of losing. Afraid of ending up like his father. The previous seasons convinced him that no matter how hard he tries, he will always end up back at square one because he can't change. The Lawrence DNA inside of him is too strong. This is Robby in his most critical state, desperately fighting against destiny. Starting it off by confronting his father at his house. Johnny tries to warn him that Kreese is brainwashing him just like he did him, but Robby says, that ain't gonna happen to me, because I'm better than you, motherfucker. Robby leaves and Johnny slams the door. The only thing you seeing is the number 2. In hindsight, this is a very cruel scene, because we know exactly what's about to happen. Robby gets second place once again to Hawk in the finals. Now, in a moment, this was a very respectable loss, but this fight did not age well for 2 reasons. The first reason is that Hawk became ass, very ass after this fight. And the second reason is that the only reason he lost this fight in the first place is because he was looking up at the crowd. Oh my God. Bro, you know them dogs from Up every time they see a squirrel? That's Robby. He literally got that TikTok attention span. The writers are very diabolical and sinister human beings. They were secretly planning his demise this whole time. Because in a Sekai Taikai, we only see his symptoms from season 4 worsen. Tori betrayed them and went back to Cobra Kai, and he just can't handle it. Over here getting distracted by her, even though he got his own fights going on. Even when she's standing in the middle of a crowd, he would dead ass stop what he's doing just to go look for her. You know what, Quan? Maybe you're not so bad after all. Because death before dishonor. Am I right? You gotta think about it. This is the final season. The last we'll ever see of Robby. His final character arc. And this is what they give us? Injustice. Injustice, I tell you. This is also very inconsistent. This is supposed to be his character at his peak development, yet he lacks the maturity that he had in other seasons. Look at when he dated Sam, for instance, one of the corniest relationships in the show. When he walked in on Sam cheating on him with a Miguel,
Come back for another beating?
he was about to beat the shit out of a recently uncrippled Miguel. And for that moment on, he wasn't fucking with Sam no more. Even when she tried to get him back, he was like, fuck you, bitch. You can tell he was annoyed by her even trying to talk to him. She was definitely not about to throw off his game. Even though the way he lost was stupid, at least he was concerned about a righteous cause. That being Kenny turned into the dark side. So how come in the tournament, the only thing it took was Tori saying, let's just focus on our fights. And he goes, you broke my heart. In the last season, he had no problem breaking up with her. He was standing on business. But now, he just on her head everywhere she goes. He looking like Daniel when he glazed Miyagi. I'm surprised she took you back after all the shit that you pulled. Because honestly, I think Tori is too good for you now. Why did it take Tori telling you that Quan was playing you for you to actually fight like you've been doing karate for 6 seasons? Now, don't get me wrong, I was very proud of this ass whooping that Quan received by Robby. But if you could have fought like this the whole time, whatever, bro. Let's just move on to the Axel shit. Now, people may think that this is a respectable loss. It's not, because after Axel got the better of him in their first fight, he became completely demoralized and he started fucking up in training again. Like, bro, why do you have such a loser's mindset? The team over there trying to hype him up to win, and he over here like, let's not get ahead of ourselves, guys. Like, please somebody slap him. You know, I really don't get where all of this is coming from. I understand if it was Hawk, you know, because he has a background of being a nerd with no confidence and only got his shit through karate. But Robby, you were a thug before all this shit happened. He was in prison getting beat up by people twice his weight class. He's arguably one of the most battle-hardened warriors on this show. Why do they have to keep reminding you of who you are? Why do you have to get motivated and have a pep talk 8 fucking times for you to do even remotely well against Axel? He's not even that cold, he's just big. You really gonna let Miguel outshine you and say, watch how it's done throughout the whole season. But the only reason why he was able to do that is because of his mentality. Miguel got beat up by Axel too at first, but it didn't stop him from coming into this fight ready to win. Because he knows how bad he wants it, he knows how this can change his life, and he knows what he's fighting for. And Robby, this easily could have been you, but instead, you choose to be on your J. Cole Port Antonio shit, talking about some, oh man, I could have won, but hey, at least I got my girlfriend. Really? This is the message you telling to all the kids that look up to you. That it's okay to lose as long as you have a girl? So this is why old heads think Rocky 1 is the best one? Robby, what happened to not having a father and barely having a mother? What happened to the lights getting cut off, pouring water inside your cereal, having to become a scammer to survive, going to jail for potential murder, having your girl abandoning you while you're in jail. This win was yours for the taking. You deserved it just as much as Miguel. We see your girl get motivated because of her canon events. So why is it hard for you to do the same? Look, I didn't necessarily want Miyagi-Do to win, but I wanted them to at least show Robby the respect that he deserves. Because I honestly think they just nerfed him to make Miguel look good. So you telling me Robby fighting Axel was a back-to-back dogfight, but when Miguel fought Axel didn't score for 2 rounds? That's kinda glazing if you ask me. So Robby, I would like to thank you for giving me some type of mental clarity, because I was clearly smoking on my last video. Ain't no way you beating Jack. Other than characters being stupid, W show, W ending. I'm gonna miss this show, and fuck Axel.